Greetings, Trailblazer fans. Welcome to part 2 of today's pre-draft workouts. As you may or may not see, or as you've probably already heard, definitely the better of the two workouts for the day. We have Terrance Jones, local product, Perry Jones III, also from Baylor, or not also from Baylor, I should say, Jared Sullinger, John Henson, Darius Odom Morris, and Jeff Teague. So pretty good workout here. 2 guards, 2 small forwards, 2 bigs. Just got through their run here. We're probably going to let you guys watch them shoot here for a little bit. Then we'll get some interviews. Also, Mr. Allen is here as well, and I think that he may be speaking to the media, so we'll probably talk to him as well as Neil Olshey, who I also expect to make some comments here after today's workout. So, welcome to the practice facility. Let's see how these guys shoot. Jeff Teague's brother is Marcus Teague. Oh, did I say Jeff? Yes, of course I meant Marcus Teague, not Jeff Teague, who is his brother. Marcus Teague being a national champion from Kentucky. Jared Sullinger there shooting. Once again, just so everyone knows, today we have John Henson from North Carolina, Darius Johnson-Odom from Marquis, Perry Jones III from Baylor, Terrance Jones I from Kentucky, Jared Sullinger from Ohio State, and Marcus Teague, not to be confused with Jeff Teague, from Kentucky. That is Marcus Teague they're shooting right now. Say the group went through about an hour and 15-minute workout. The entire front office staff was on hand here to take it in. As I said, Mr. Allen watched this one as well. Also, Team President Larry Miller in attendance, and LaMarcus Aldridge also watched this workout as he did the last workout. Along with, I shouldn't shortchange them, our good friend Elliot Williams and Nolan Smith were also watching the workout. Nolan may or may not be doing some interviews for us. We'll see. He might have ducked out so as to not have to answer questions from the media, which I don't necessarily blame him for. Perry Jones III there showing off his range. Just looking at his body and the way he shoots, you can see why some people have tried to compare him to Kevin Durant. Obviously not to the level that Kevin Durant was or is now, but you can see the makings there. Jared Sullinger here, a big. Many people project him as a center in the NBA, showing off his three-point shot. Looks like that might be the wrap-up right there. We're going to get some interviews here, so stay around for that. Should be a good time. Coach Caleb Canella is fresh off the plane from Treviso, back in the gym, running today's workout. You'll get better audio on it.
Yeah, I just worry that
Mr. Allen there talking to the Blazer Flak, Mr. Jim Taylor. Expert camera work by Justin Moulter. We got Chad Buchanan talking to Perry Jones there. The fellow in the black shirt with the bald head, if you do not know who, that is Joe Cronin. Don't worry about showing him, but for those of you who might have been wondering, it's Joe Cronin. To let you guys know as well, Trailblazers have workouts scheduled for tomorrow, the day after that, and the day after that. So you're going to want to stick with Trailblazers.tv to watch all of those, similar to the way we've been watching these. I think all those are just one-offs, so it won't be 2 days in a row. But Mr. Paulon is going to speak, so let's see what he has to say.
A couple of questions, and then we'll move them on.
Yeah. I haven't seen you in a while.
More microphones since the last time I was.
What was your impression of the workout?
I thought it was really good. It's great to see Neil working with the staff and getting everything going, and I think was they changed some things up that we make things more intense than we've been doing them. So it was pretty physical out there, and I was excited to see what the guys could do.
Well, you've always liked young talent. Does that make you more apt to keep both picks?
No, I think it's an evaluation process. I think 6 and 11, we're going to get if we pick there, we're going to get really good players. But you never know what teams are going to offer you for those picks. And then you have to evaluate what the contracts of those players would look like down the road. So we're in a good position now because we have substantial cap room, and we could roll some of that cap room into the following year too. So there's a lot of decisions we need to make. This is going to be a real interesting period for the team.
Typically, you've watched a lot of film and stuff on prospects. Where are you in that process?
I'm probably about 2/3 of the way through. So there's a few guys I haven't seen film on. The guys we're kind of somewhat focusing on, I've seen them on tape.
How many would you say that is?
About a dozen.
Anybody stand out to you today?
I'm not going to comment on a particular player.
What are you looking for in the next head coach?
Obviously, somebody that brings a lot of positive energy to the team and focus, and if with drafting young players like we're going to do. You want somebody that can develop the young players and bring them along and lead us into the future. So we're going to be evaluating the coaching situation through the draft, thinking about it, and you really want to match the coach with the players you have too. So the style of play and all that could influence our coaching decisions.
How do you feel about constant speculation that you might be trying to sell the Trailblazers?
Well, I don't know where that would come from, but Dwight, jeez. No, I just don't. I don't understand it because, of course, I'm the person that knows, and I know the answer, and I've stated the answer multiple times. The team's not for sale, so it's mysterious, and there are these mysterious figures lurking in the background, whispering things. But who are they? Only a few people know.
Paul, is your passion for the game?
We'll talk if you would like to go talk about it. We can talk, Paul.
Is your passion for the game the same as it's always been?
Well, yeah, and especially when you start watching you watch the finals unfolding, and you remember playing in the finals and all the excitement, and that's what we'd like to work back towards. Obviously, we've had some big challenges, as I talked about in my web post. This was a really tough last season, for all of us involved with the team and the fans, and so now, we've got some exciting draft picks. We're looking forward, and I was just talking to Caleb earlier. We're excited to throw the ball up and start the season next year.
How excited are you for this draft night specifically, and also just for the offseason with the cap room and everything that's going on this summer?
Yeah, no, we've got 2 high picks, a lot of flexibility, and some great young players. So it's and LaMarcus has been an all-star. So it's very exciting to go through this process. And you guys know I always love it every year. Thank you.
Thanks a lot.
Do you anticipate having a young team next year?
And there you go, Mr. Paul G. Allen speaking there. Not many guys can take away the spotlight from some of these guys here in attendance, but Mr. Allen happens to be one of those guys. So a lot of good stuff there. Mr. Allen talking about just where they're at in the draft process, rumors about sale of teams, which I think led to a somewhat funny exchange there. Kudos to the guys for taking questions and for also giving questions back. If guys are going to write things, I think they're typically willing to stand by it, so I appreciate that. We're going to get some of the interviews here next. And the guys are kind of milling around here. I don't know if anyone was really expecting to get a chance to talk to Mr. Allen today, so I think the fact that it did happen, some of the guys are probably maybe a little shell-shocked here, but looks like we're going Darius Morris. Oh, Mr. Olshey, actually, I should say, General Manager.
Anybody left after that? I want to start asking you why. Is there a competitive advantage to not releasing who's coming till right before?
It's a courtesy. It's a courtesy to the agents. We do these workouts because they're evaluation tools for us. They're not fodder for the internet. And you release the names early, and then people are commenting on who's in the workout, who's better than whom, why are they bringing certain guys in, and there's got to be a purity to this. I mean, we want to bring guys in. It's for us, and then you guys get an opportunity to talk to them afterwards. It doesn't affect anybody's ability to do their job. I mean, you all know who they are once you get here. There's bios in the media room, but there's no reason to speak speculatively about why we're bringing somebody in. We're bringing them in because we like them, we have interest in them, and then it's up to us to evaluate them during the workout.
What do you think of Terrance Jones? We've seen him for a while. What do you think of Terrance Jones?
Guys, I think Jim told you. I'm not going to get into specifics on the players from the workout. I mean, this is an evaluation tool for us, and any intel that gets out positively or negatively affects our ability to possibly have somebody available when we pick. So all I can tell you is all the kids worked really hard. The workouts are geared to see who's willing to compete, and all the guys today in both sessions really competed really hard.
What are you seeing differently that you didn't see in the Chicago Combine from a couple of the guys?
Well, they're going live. The Chicago Combine, we tried to mix some live drill work into it, but these workouts are more, they're not as skill-based as they are live action, competitive-based. You give them a play set, you get an action out of it, and then you go see who can make plays in a 3-on-3 setting.
Neil, you said you like to see guys compete. Will you allow solo workouts?
Yeah, we have a couple of guys coming in solo. I mean, I come from the agent side, so I completely understand that there are certain players where it doesn't behoove them to work out in a group setting because there's really no other comp, in their range. And when that's the case, I think you redesign the workout to see some things that maybe you haven't seen on film, spend some time with them, go to dinner, do the psychological and interview them, and you use that as the rest of your criteria. But I completely understand if a person can come into a workout and only hurt, not help himself, why would an agent put him in that situation?
I saw you talking to the guys about the workout. Is this kind of where you feel comfortable back here in the gym doing this kind of stuff?
Well, no, I mean, look, I think it's important that, Chad and Mike and all of us, Rosie, we all discussed beforehand what it was we wanted to see, and that's how we'll work. Before the morning workout, we discussed what we wanted to see from these guys, so we knew we could put them in certain play sets, and then in the afternoon, the same thing. But Caleb ran the second workout, and he wasn't privy to those conversations because he was over in Treviso, and I think he came straight from the airport. So we just wanted to make sure that what we had discussed as a group, what we wanted to see from an evaluation standpoint, we were going to have the ability to see.
Who ran the first one?
Danny Dickow. Oh. Dan and Hersey Hawkins ran the first one, and then Caleb, Dan, and Hawk ran the second one.
So just speaking in general, did you like what you saw from the second group? I mean, competitive?
Yeah, I mean, I'll say this. It was productive. We got some answers to some questions that we had, which, we were talking about this before. At the end of the day, you want an answer. It doesn't matter if the answer is yes or the answer is no. What you don't want to do is come away with this part of the process with more question marks. And I think we answered a lot of questions today, which will help us in our, evaluation tools.
As the new GM, what effect does having Paul sitting next to you have on this process here today?
I mean, nothing. I mean, Paul's here. He's the owner. I mean, it's another set of eyes, and I want people to start getting excited about the potential at 6 and 11, and the fact that he's here to kind of see it in person. This was really our first big workout. Was it's good. It's good to show that support. There aren't a lot of owners that would come to a pre-draft workout, and I hope that these kids, the takeaway from that is that they're valuable to us, and there's a level of importance on their being here that the owner is going to fly in to watch them work out.
He watches a lot of film, he says. Did he surprise you with how much he knew about these guys?
He does. I mean, look, he's engaged in the process. I mean, our guys here, these young kids that work here, that put together the draft book, which, and it's bigger than the textbooks I had in college. I mean, all the work, the research, the intel, the analytics, the background reports. I mean, Paul reads all of that. He's voracious when it comes to that. And it's great that he watches film because we can then have a conversation, and he's already had, kind of more of a tactile relationship with the players. So if he can help close the loop with us, he's watched film, he's read the scouting reports through our draft book, and now you see him in person. It just makes the curve to get to a decision a lot faster.
Neil, how would you describe the interest around the league in your picks?
I think guys are just digging into it, to be honest with you. We all just got back. Chicago was a little bit later this year. The draft's a little later. I think things will heat up after this week. I think a lot of teams are kind of getting their priority guys in for workouts this week. I mean, I've probably spoken, in terms of picks, I've spoken to everybody in the league, but in terms of picks, maybe 15-20% of the league in terms of pick versus player at this point. And I think a lot of guys need to know who they're going to get with their picks before they start putting their veteran assets in play.
Do you see a starter available in the draft at 6?
Absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah, I think so. I mean, I think if we do our job, I think that's what you're looking at in this draft. I mean, I don't think it's as top-heavy franchise player superstars, but I think there are some really good basketball players with a high ceiling that if you make the right selection at some point during the course of their rookie scale contract, they'll have the ability to start for you.
How many workouts do you have planned past this week? We know about the next 3 days. But
we've got 3 more days in a row, and then we're going to have a little bit of a break. We're going to go to Houston next week and see Joel Freeland. He's in working out with the Great Britain national team, and we're going to go down there and see Joel work out. And then we have another one on the 20th. What happens at this point of the year, you leave dates open. Guys that maybe wouldn't have come in before, depending on how their workouts are going, suddenly their agents, your phone starts ringing. And, look, we clearly have the resources to bring in as many guys as we can, but, there's a filtering process involved. You want to make sure the workouts are productive.
Do you have a pretty good idea on Freeland, or do you need to see him and actually scout him?
Look, I've watched Joel, but I wasn't in Europe this year. He wasn't a guy that I focused on, but I knew him through the draft process. I had worked him out before the draft. I've tracked his progress, and, the guys here just get back from Treviso. They're comfortable with him, but, if we're going to talk about doing something with him, I'm going to want to spend some time with him, and, it's a couple hours down the road. We'll get to see him work out with his team. They play a scrimmage against Lithuania, I think, on Saturday night, and hopefully we'll get a dinner or a couple of lunches with him and get to know him.
Do you have a sense of what you're going to do with him?
I'll know more after I meet with Joel. I want to explain our situation, where our roster composition is heading, what his role on the team would be. What you don't want to do is bring somebody in under false pretenses just because it's a talent grab. I want he and his agent to be, totally informed on where we're heading, what direction, and, they may want to wait until after they see, where we go in the draft to see if there's going to be a positional conflict.
You don't even know what direction you're going right now, right?
No, no, you don't. And look, we still have some things we need to do to close the loop in our evaluation process. I think we probably have it narrowed down to 3 or 4 guys at each pick at this point if we use those selections. But, I really think that next week things are really going to get cranked up deal-wise. And the good news is most of our workouts will be completed by then. So we'll have almost every tool we need at that point.
All right, folks, we're going to peel off here. Thank you, Abby. Yeah, I'm going to get him right here. We're going to get Perry Jones here to discuss his workout. Some good stuff there from Neil Olshey. Quite a few things, actually. Word that the team's going to see Joel Freeland next week. That's something new. A little more tight-lipped than some of the other general managers, which is kind of nice. But Perry Jones III from Baylor. Talking here with Trailblazers.tv. Perry, thank you for joining us. How you doing?
How you doing?
I'm well. How'd you feel your workout went today?
I think it went great. Even though I was tired, I still tried to go hard. All the guys did, so I think it was very competitive.
Tired? Do you have a lot of workouts before this one, or why is that?
Pretty much working out, not getting no real rest over the summer. Had to go to state 2 days ago. Yesterday was pretty much my only time to rest. So, we did a lot of up and down, but you get your fatigue real quick.
It seemed like it was a pretty good workout from a pairing perspective. It seems like, there was you, another small forward, Terrance Jones, a couple of point guards. How have you been going against kind of the same guys in workouts, or is it a different guy every workout?
It was my second workout, and Terrance Jones has been in both. Okay. So I've been matched up with Terrance Jones and go to state, and matched up with him today. Probably future workouts will probably be matched up as well.
How do you see yourself in the NBA? I know there's been a talk about you kind of switching positions from college to the pros. How would you view yourself, and how do you think you would fit in with a team like Portland?
Just being versatile. My versatility can put me in any position that makes the team comfortable. If they want me to play the 4, I'll play the 4. When we play the 3, I'll play the 3. When we play both, I'll play both.
What are some of the, I guess, maybe the qualities then? I saw you shooting out there. It seems like you're pretty knocked down. It seems like obviously you got the length to be a good rebounder. What are some of the things that you feel like you do really well, and what are some of the things maybe you're working on through this process?
I think I was shooting the ball pretty well. I think what I need to work on is most likely my strength and my footwork a little bit. In college, I was playing big man, so I didn't get a chance to guard wings and things like that. And my best attribute is my feet, is my speed. So just working on my footwork, getting around picks better and things like that.
Do you think because of that it would benefit you to be at a team that gets up and down a little bit more, or do you feel like there's a style that maybe you fit better than others?
Hopefully the coach will try to help me fit in the best way I can. I'm willing to play for whoever wants me, no matter what style they play.
What kind of feedback are you getting so far? I know you said you've only been to a couple workouts, but it seems like you're one of those guys who's kind of rising up the board as well.
I haven't got any feedback personally. No feedback.
And what's your familiarity with the team? I believe I read the other day that you knew of LaMarcus Aldridge and you knew kind of what the team was about. What is your knowledge of the Trailblazers?
Mostly LaMarcus Aldridge. I think he's the face of the program. Jamal Crawford. I'm not sure if he's still here or not. Because there was a lot of trades and stuff going on. But before the trades and everything, I was pretty much focused on LaMarcus Aldridge. And I know Nolan Smith from Duke. I'm familiar with a couple of guys. A couple of guys played in Dallas before. So.
All right. Well, and real quick, what do you have next? You said this was your second. What other workouts do you have coming up here?
I think I have Phoenix, and I think I have Milwaukee. So.
Is that it for you?
No, I think I have Detroit afterwards too. I think Detroit is my last one.
They probably just tell you where to go, and you probably get on the flight.
Yeah, exactly what I do.
All right. Well, thanks a lot. Best of luck in the process. Appreciate it. Perry Jones III, folks, from Baylor. There you go. Right over the head there. Appreciate that. Let's go ahead and jump in here on Terrance Jones.
Go through it and just be happy about it.
How hard is it not to worry about where you might end up and how the draft's going to shake out?
Difficult, especially it being everybody's first time going through this. But you just try to take it one day at a time, just each workout at a time.
And being out of school, now that you've got time to focus just on basketball, how nice is that?
It's real good. I mean, especially you loving the game. I mean, just playing every day is just fun.
Hey, Terrance, did you grow up a Blazer fan?
Definitely, with Damon and Rashid. I mean, I was at every little camp they had, and I love going to the Blazer games.
Have you reached out to anybody like Ime or anyone that's been through this to seek advice about?
Definitely. I mean, I've talked to Damon about it, Ime, a lot of players that went to Kentucky, John Wall, Brandon Knight, DeMarcus Cousins, and just got a little bit of info of how they felt the whole experience was.
What was their advice?
Really just to not pay attention to any other mock drafts and just try to go in shape and just go as hard as you can.
All things being equal, would you like to be at home or away from home when you take the next step? Some guys like to be away from home. You went to Kentucky, so you didn't mind being away from home, obviously.
I mean, it doesn't matter to me. I mean, just playing basketball in the NBA is just going to be a dream come true.
Did you grow up going to many games?
Mm-hmm.
What's your earliest memory of going to a Blazer game?
I mean, I've been to a lot of Blazer games, so I was there when Brandon was there, and almost every game when Damon was there. So.
Do you feel like you're repping Jeff at all?
Definitely.
Yeah.
I mean, that's just where I'm from. I mean, that's where I went, and I always rep Jeff.
So when you roll through today, do you stay with Mom or do you stay at a hotel? What do you do when you run from on a business trip to Portland?
Yeah, I mean, I stay at the hotel, but I try to go see her, go up to Jeff, and then it's back to business.
So you stopped by Jeff already?
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah. Did you stop in the offices and say what's up to the coaches, or what did you do at Jeff?
Nah, school's not really in like that, but I went to the practice and seen my coach and seen the team.
What's your family telling you, and how excited are they?
They're real excited. They ask me all type of questions, trying to get information about how things are going, and they're always there for me. So it's a great thing to have them on my side when I'm going through this.
Do they want you to come to Portland? Are they pushing for that?
I mean, it doesn't matter to them, but I mean, I know they want to go to a lot of games, so that's all they care about.
Was it nerve-wracking seeing the owner out here watching things as you guys were working out?
I don't try to look on the side. I don't try to look on the sidelines. I just try to stay focused and just pay attention to everything the coach is saying.
Did you talk to him, or did he say anything to you?
I just said, thank you for coming, and he was like, good job. So that was pretty much it.
Have you figured out what you're going to be on the next level, whether it be a power or a small?
No, I mean, I'm just going to let the coaches make that decision. I just try to be versatile and be ready to play both.
What current NBA player do you think you are most like?
Me personally, I don't really say anyone, but just from what people compare me as, like Lamar Odom.
You like that?
Yeah, I mean, you can't go wrong with Lamar Odom. So.
Did you get a chance to show up there?
Did
you say you've had? How many workouts have you had?
New Orleans, Dallas, and Golden State.
And have they been similar, or are they varied? How do they run the same way? Or?
No, they're all different. I mean, the only thing the same is they want you to compete and go as hard as you can. And that's just what you're trying to do.
Does it frustrate you to see, you say you don't look at mock drafts, but, you know, seeing your name maybe not even attached in the top 10? Do you feel like you're a top 10 player?
I just try to be as best I can and just go off of what the coaches tell me. I don't really try to look at any websites. I don't know what I am on any website. So.
You got the ring, obviously, but do you think it helped your stock going back another year?
I mean, I wasn't going back for anything about stock or NBA. I wanted to go back to win a national championship, so that was a goal, and I was happy with that accomplishment.
How often do you get asked about it?
About?
Winning the championship.
A lot, but I mean, it's worth it. I like talking about winning, so.
Every day?
Yeah.
Damon Stoudemire is your cousin, right? Do you talk to him very often?
Yeah, I mean, he's been my mentor all through high school, all through college, and just trying to help me get better mentally.
What did he tell you about this whole process?
Pretty much just to get in the best shape I can and just be ready to show my skills and not go in nervous.
Are you in the best shape you could be?
Yeah, definitely.
So you say you look big. Did you put on any weight?
A little bit. I mean, that was just throughout college. I think I just was trying to work hard and just get better and bigger.
Is that muscle or donuts?
A little bit of both.
Are you taller, though? You're taller, too, since you left from Jeff, aren't you?
Yeah, I mean, I'm 6'9" and a little bit, like a 6'9" and a half, so.
You were playing point in Jefferson, weren't you?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. It was fun back then.
You think you're still growing?
I don't know. I mean, I hope so, but if I'm not, I'm fine with this.
How would you compare Kentucky fans to Trailblazer fans? Both fan bases are known for being kind of really supportive of their team.
I mean, I think they're both great. I think that's what you could say about them. I mean, they're everywhere, and they're diehard fans, and that's what I like about the Blazers and Kentucky.
Have you been following along with basically Perry Jones and a lot of these same guys workout to workout, and how those matched up between you and those other guys?
Well, yeah, this is my second one with Perry and my second one with John, and this is Jared's first one, so I think you're going to see a lot of the same guys.
So as it's gone along, is it getting frustrating at all going up against the same guys? Do you get better going up against the same guys? Are the workouts totally different? How has that whole dynamic kind of evolved over time?
I think it's good. I think you're going against a good group of guys, a lot of guys that are really talented, and it's helping you get better.
All right, folks, we're going to switch over here to, I don't know if we're going to be able to see Jared Sullinger from where we're at here, so we might do John Henson instead. Yes, Justin? Okay.
You've lost some weight, obviously. How much have you lost, and how'd you do it?
I've lost some weight. I haven't lost much, but I don't need to lose weight. But it's something that I'm just working hard and trying to get stronger and keep improving.
How did you feel like you stacked up with the other guys in this workout today?
I think I played well. We had a lot of competitive games and a lot of competition, and it was fun to kind of go up against these guys, because that's what we're going to be doing in the future. So.
Do you have an idea in your head about what kind of player you're going to be at the next level?
Not necessarily. You want to kind of find your niche in the NBA, and that's how you stay for a long time. So that's something I'm trying to do.
I think we're going to jump over here to, we might only be able to get audio, but we're going to jump it on Jaron Sullinger here.
But, I mean, it is what it is.
What do you think you bring more than anything else to an NBA team?
Rebounding. I love the rebound. The most selfish stat on the court is rebounding, so I take pride in rebounding.
What are you hearing about where you might go in draft night?
Don't know yet. Don't know yet. Could care less. As long as I'm playing in the NBA, I'm happy.
Aside from LaMarcus, what do you know about this roster?
I know y'all have Jamal Crawford, an instant scorer. I mean, that guy. There's times where, you watch a game and he does some stuff and you just kind of, put your head back and just like have your eyes wide open. Y'all got Raymond Felton. Y'all have one of my good friends, Nolan Smith. So y'all have a nice little roster.
Terrance Jones could have come out early. You could have come out a year earlier. What do you think about that decision as far as your stock goes a year later?
I can care less about stock. I mean, everybody's always looking for the next big thing, the next quick fix, and if that's a freshman that comes in that takes over college basketball, then it is what it is. But I can care less.
What do you think about Terrance?
Terrance is a good basketball player. He can play inside and out, can handle the ball. He's very physical. He's athletic. He can do a lot of things for a basketball team.
Are you pretty close to Greg?
Yeah. I talk to him every now and then. He's actually going back to school.
Have you talked to him recently?
Nah, not recently.
You play a little bit bigger in your size in college. Do you think you might have to adjust at all in the NBA?
Not really. I think it's not about how tall you are or how physically big you are. It's about heart. And if you got the heart to do it, you can do anything in this sport.
Thanks, Jared.
No
Good
problem.
luck, dude.
Thank you.
There you go, Jaron Sullinger as well. Missed the first part of that, so hopefully it wasn't anything too exciting, but there you go. I think we might try to grab one more guy. We haven't seen Marquis Teague out here yet. Both Chris Coivisto, public relations wonderkin here, is trying to figure out who's next. So we're going to try to get Marquis Teague on here. Yeah, I would say, like I said, really nicely balanced workout. You got a local guy, you got some size, got guys at pretty much every position, or at least potential every position. I didn't get a chance to talk to the point guard. That's why we're going to try to grab Marquis Teague. I'm always actually going to continue to call him Marcus over and over and over again, so that way if we do talk to him, I don't call him by the wrong name, which is always a possibility for those of you who have been watching the show for a while. You know that from time to time Casey gets a little mixed up. But like I said, a good jump off to the start of our pre-draft workouts here. Obviously, Neil Olshey, like I said, saying a couple of things. Interesting that their team is going to see Freeland. We get a lot of questions about Joel Freeland, which is why I'm repeating myself here, but he says that the team next week is going to go to Houston to watch Freeland work out. I guess he'll be working out in Houston with the English national team, or the British national team, I guess you say. They're playing a friendly against some other team that's going to be in the Olympics. Let's see, Mr. Allen talking about where the team is at, and also kind of giving it back to people a little bit here. Well, Mr. Teague is in the shower, so we might have to song and dance there a little bit. Yeah, so I'm just going to stand here and talk about it a little bit. Sarah, if you want to, what do you think about some of the people, what they said, Sarah? We'll get Sarah out here. We'll gussy this up a little bit, both myself and Sarah. Obviously, we can't talk about the workouts, but guys seem to comport themselves pretty well.
Yeah.
Guys giving good answers and whatnot and so forth.
Yeah, I like what Sullinger said about heart. You know, he's talking about his size. It's not about how big you are. It's about how big your heart is. And I kind of like that just because I think that the NBA center, so to speak, is kind of moving to a smaller size and it's becoming a guards game. And so even though he's not a guard, I mean, just knowing that even the bigger guys, the guys that are going to be considered bigs, are still saying, hey, you got to play bigger than you are, and your heart's going to be the first place that you start. I like that a lot.
Absolutely. And Sullinger, I would say, maybe the thickest of the guys in today's workout, but seemed to get up and down pretty well. I guess I probably shouldn't say anything else other than that.
Yeah, he said that he was a little bit jet lagged throughout. So, I mean, I really, like I said, we can't really talk about it, but he said he was jet lagged. So, whatever that means, take it as you will.
Exactly. Well, and Perry Jones was also saying that he was tired because he had just had a workout with Golden State. Had yesterday off, and then today's workout, and then it sounds like going to a couple other workouts. A lot of these guys, too, this process, it's got to be nerve-wracking for these players. I mean, even these guys who know that they're good players, I mean, they're going from town to town to town, traveling every single day, which, when you're in college, you travel maybe twice a week. And when you're in the pros, your first kind of taste of what the pros is like is they're sending you every which way and telling you to work out here and there.
And even more so than like typical when you're traveling, because you have the nerves that are attached to this entire situation when you're sitting here working out in front of an NBA team owner in Paul Allen and the GM and everyone that's literally taking notes and evaluating your game, saying, are you going to make it in this league or not? Are we going to make your dreams come true? Those kinds of situations are very stressful. I would imagine that they hit the pillow and they are just rocks at night. Like, you're just exhausted.
Well, I like what Terrance Jones said, too, about Mr. Allen being here. I don't even look at the bench because I don't even want to think about who's here paying attention to what I'm doing because, yeah, I mean, it's, obviously it's a little different for us because we're employees of Mr. Allen, but even, even
as an employee of Mr. Allen, he walks in and I'm like, stand a little straighter.
It's everyone on their best behavior, and for these guys who are, trying to get drafted by the team, who know that a guy like Mr. Allen obviously is going to have the majority of the say on who the team drafts. Obviously, the front office kind of proposes their options, but I mean, at the end of the day, it's the team owner that decides, we're going to do this or we're going to do that. So that's a man sitting there that, won't say he's got your fate in his hands, but he can definitely change, the direction of where your professional career is going. So,
and many of you guys did see owner Paul Allen did speak. And I got that whole thing on video right up in front, guys.
We'll have that up on Trailblazers.tv soon.
It's from the Sarah angle, which is like this, looking up always.
Was actually behind your head right
was
there,
that? I had somebody on my head, on my right shoulder, on my left shoulder, so it's all good. But yeah, we'll have that up. And I liked what he said because a lot of people have been asking questions, based on Neil Olshey talking about, who narrowing down picks at certain spots, and kind of trying to infer, so to speak, what they really mean, reading between the lines rather than necessarily what comes out of their mouth. So to hear Paul just talk about it as an evaluation process and say, we're going to go through this whole thing. If the best option is to pick at 6 and 11, that's what we're going to do. If the best option is to make a move and trade the picks or to have a player that's involved, that's going to be what the team is going to do, the best option available, which, I mean, it goes without saying, but with all the speculation, you never know, because everybody's trying to infer what everybody means. So it was really nice to kind of hear him say that, at least for me. It was kind of like, oh, that's comforting.
For me, too, it's kind of, the fan in me would like to probably know a little more about kind of what the team is thinking and so on and so forth, but the employee and the guy who wants the team to win a championship, I think it's probably a good thing to be a little more mysterious when it comes to the decisions they're making, because we're talking about it and someone even asked Neil about not releasing the names of the players before they're taken, and yeah, it would be nice to know who the people were going to be before we came out here. But on the other hand too, and we were talking about this, when you think about it from the team's perspective, there's nothing to get out of it from the team. It can only be something that, it's probably not going to hurt you, but it can only be something that's maybe an annoyance, or if a guy drops out and then it's like, well, he's dropping out, so what does that mean exactly? But if you don't say anything, then you don't.
Neil called it preemptive speculation, which that's all it is. It's just fodder to talk and start rumors and
which we don't want to disparage, because that's the reason we're here is because of that. But
it's fun, but at the same time, sometimes like when you're doing what these guys are trying to do and you're trying to evaluate through this, listening to little birds chirping, because they're aware of everything that's going on. Any of these guys out here, which a few of them said, oh, I'm not paying attention to that, that's garbage. I don't believe that you haven't looked at the mocks. I don't believe that you're not paying attention to what people are saying about you, because I would want to know if I'm working out and somebody says, oh, well, they're not working hard enough, I'm going to go out and I'm going to bust my butt the next week.
I think that's the reason why, because sometimes it can be a detriment. I think that's why we're seeing That's why LeBron James has been saying that since the playoffs started, he hasn't gone online, he hasn't watched TV. That's why he's reading all the Hunger Games books. It's because he's not interacting at all, because it's like, I'm focused, and my only goal and my only thing I'm paying attention to is what I need to do. And I think for some of the players, I agree. I think they're looking at that stuff. I think they've got their friends who are probably saying, hey, I heard this. But, from a perspective of being focused on the process, there is something to be said about kind of trying to block out outside kind of opinions. Because, as a player, and we've talked about this a lot over the years, teams want to know that you know who you are as a player. And if you're hearing, well, so-and-so and so-and-so and so-and-so says that I'm, take Perry Jones, for example, he played power forward in college. He's coming in, he's trying to establish himself as a small forward. But people look at him as a power forward. So, if he keeps hearing that, he's like, well, maybe I am a power forward. It's like, no, you need to do what you think you do best and do that the best that you possibly can.
And I can understand it from that side, but at the same time, I'm going to be able to increase my stock. Like, I'm a naturally competitive person, and I know that all these guys out here are naturally competitive as well. And if somebody's pointing out what they deem your weakness to be, and that's people like, whether it's from the NBA or, people that are experienced writers and reporters in the NBA, I'm going to want to know that. So I know what I'm going to work, what I can, improve on in these people's eyes. Granted, there's only so much you can do when you're cramming as much into, 20 days of workouts as you can. If you're working 20, there was somebody here that said they're going to have 20 workouts.
Yeah, I think it was
20 workouts.
Quincy Acey said that he already had 12.
And he had 8 more scheduled. That's insane. Like, that's so much. And you don't have a lot of time to change what you necessarily already have going on. But at the same time, just having that kind of in the back of your mind, like for instance, the motor thing. And, oh, well, he's not a very hard worker. That's something that mentally you can turn on and turn off.
See, I was having this conversation with Todd Forcier, who is one of our trainers, actually, and he was talking about skill sets and motors. And I'm of the opinion that if you don't have that motor, I think and I was talking to Chris, but you can improve it as you mature, I think. But on the other hand, that has to be something that's kind of there, like if you don't have that drive and that willingness to always, or that desire to always win at whatever level you're at, I don't know that you can just learn that all of a sudden. Especially, if a guy in college, if people say, well, he doesn't play hard, and so on and so forth. At that, those players know that they're trying to get into the NBA. Exactly. Well, and aside from just trying to win, if you're a guy who isn't giving maximum effort all the time, can it really be expected that you're going to come into the NBA, and once you are getting paid and have a guaranteed contract, then that's going to get you to do that? And I think it's the opposite.
I was having this conversation with somebody earlier. The most frustrating thing is when guys come in and they say, oh, I've changed. You haven't changed. You're the same player that you have been. But I do think that there are mental levels of competitiveness, and I think that if you're comfortable and you've been playing in, college or whatever, when you see guys that are trying to make college teams from high school, they're working really hard because they're trying to make a team. And then you get guys, they kind of get comfortable. But at the same time, when you're clipping up a level, you know that you're going to have to improve. So if you're saying, okay, well, I'm going to come out and I'm going to work my tail off.
I don't want to cut you off here, Sarah, but we do have our interview here, Marquis Teague. Thank you for joining us. I'm good. How are you?
No problem.
How did the workout go? I'll ask you all the standard questions, and then, we'll take it from there. But how'd it go?
It was a pretty good workout. A lot of competition. Just battling, trying to compete with each other.
It seemed like the workout, it seemed like it was pretty well broken up, as in, 2 guards, 2 small forwards. Has that been your experience so far, that they're kind of shaping out that way?
Yeah, that's how it's been in most of the places I've been so far. They're pretty much breaking it down into groups and letting you battle with your position.
How did you feel that battle went? Obviously, going up, you're a 1-year guy going up against a 4-year guy. How did you think that went for you?
It was pretty good. I couldn't really hit my shots today. The legs a little gone, but for the most part, it was a good competition. We competed.
Have you already had a couple workouts, or where have you been so far?
I worked out at Cleveland. This is my second workout. Okay. So, yeah.
Any feedback you're getting from the team so far? And if not, just in general, how do you think you could fit in with a team like Portland?
Just try to, defend, come in on the defensive end, try to be a good point guard, distribute the ball, just try to use leadership, bring my leadership.
Obviously, you played on a team with a ton of talent. Does that hurt you at all sometimes? Because I think people see they had Anthony Davis, had Terrance Jones, but obviously a good player in your own right. Do you think that people realize maybe the quality of player you are?
Some probably overlook me sometimes because playing on a team like that, you can't show everything because you got so many guys who can do so many things, so you have to sacrifice. And that's the decision I made going to that school, so that's fine with me.
And also, too, I mean, I think from your perspective, part of their success is probably due to you. I mean, you're the point guard. You're the guy that gets guys the ball. I mean, that's kind of your job. Obviously, you have a brother who's in the league. Are you getting kind of feedback from him about maybe some of the things that teams look for?
Yeah, just going into workouts with intensity, knock down shots, and be a vocal leader. You know, try to just show them that you can lead, basically.
Are you familiar at all with Portland? Because the thing that I think a lot of fans out there would agree with, the Trailblazers have been looking for a while for kind of that point guard to kind of take this team to the next level, and they've had varying degrees of success finding that person. Do you think you could be that person, and do you think, are you looking for a situation where you can grow into the position?
Yeah, I think I could be that person. You know, I can come in, I can play at a high level, I feel, come in and compete, just try to help this team win as much as possible.
Well, I'm going to let you go there, but I appreciate you talking to us. Marquis, Teague, everybody, walking off into the sunset there. Well, I think it's going to do it for us. As you can see, the gym is rather empty now. Yeah, we got everyone we wanted. The great Wayne Thompson is here as well. You know it's a special workout when the man Wayne Thompson is there. Wayne Thompson, most surely here to see John Henson, a UNC player. Wayne Thompson being one of the Wayne says he likes the long arms, as I'm sure probably the scouts like the long arms as well. Well, we are going to leave it there, folks. We will be back tomorrow. I believe we're going to be earlier tomorrow. I think it'll be the 1 o'clock. Only one workout tomorrow, but I'm guessing the talent level will probably be along the lines of what we saw in the second workout here. You, as well as us, will have to wait to find that out. Personally, I have absolutely no idea who's working out tomorrow. We did hear some rumors, initially about who was working out today, and we saw some of those actually came out to be true. For tomorrow, I have no idea whatsoever who's going to be working out. So as we said today, you will find out when we find out. If you join us tomorrow, probably around the 1 o'clock hour. So, and Sportlandia is at noon, actually, from OMSI. So you can watch Sportlandia at noon, and that'll probably roll right into the workouts tomorrow. Well, we won't have Justin for that, I guess. So you might get Casey running the camera tomorrow, actually, with Sarah doing the interviews, which is a fantastic thing. Actually, Sarah's a very talented interviewer. I want to make sure that everyone gets their kudos today, from our good friend Wayne to Sarah to Justin, who did a fantastic job today. That's going to do it for us today, folks. Hope you enjoyed it. Hope you learned something, maybe. We'll have the video up on Trailblazers.tv as soon as we can, including the interview with Mr. Allen, which we will probably segment out. That's going to do it for us. I'm Casey Holdahl. Thank you for joining us, and we'll see you tomorrow on Trailblazers.tv.